Alright guys, so this is the second half of my vlog update for the 85,000 subscribers milestone. If you missed the first half, be sure to check that. You can find it in the description. There's a link there. Otherwise, we're going to let this thing roll on with some Titanfall footage once again. And here's a quick glimpse of the questions that I'm going through so you guys can kind of get a heads up. But yeah, thanks for watching, and here we go. Alright, Gerbigly, which at is the same. Congrats, man. My question is, when I ask everyone, what was the first game you fell in love with that effectively made you a gamer? Man, that's really tough. In a lot of ways, and not many people really play flight games, but flight games have always kind of meant a lot to me. One of the things that I was always fascinated with growing up were fighter jets, and or even attack helicopters and stuff. And I know it sounds kind of like I don't know. Boys, they like war and stuff, or at least most did. At least when I was growing up, or combat. I mean, look, everyone plays Call of Duty and stuff, right? And here you're watching Titanfall. Guys like guns and stuff, and when I was a boy, I would have loved to have been a fighter pilot. It was like the coolest thing in the world to me to like see these modern jets, and I was obsessed with that stuff. And unfortunately, I'd come to find out when I was a teenager that you need to have near perfect vision to fly like the really high-end fighter jets. And I have corrected vision. I wear contacts or even glasses. There's a personal detail about me, and I had a recruiter for one of the branches of the military literally tell me that I wouldn't qualify. You really need to have excellent vision. Now, he said you could probably fly other stuff, but you probably won't ever fly like the F-22 or something, or the F-16 or whatever else, or even the A-10. I think the A-10 is an awesome aircraft. So video games actually kind of brought, a taste of that to me, something I could never do. And I think that molded, a lot about me when I was, getting into games. And, yeah, so, I don't want to say that those games were, my favorite, of all time, but it's hard for me. I think back to so many games. I think back to, to even like Zelda games, or, Elder Scrolls, the Elder Scrolls games of, just amazing worlds, right? These super wide open, RPGs, stuff like that, it's, or even the strategy games, like, Master of Orion, 2 was a game that I was really fascinated with, like, when I got my hands on that thing, like, I thought it was so awesome that you could, essentially try to, like, colonize an entire universe. But I play pretty much everything. God, why can't I talk right now? I'm sure that you guys can kind of tell that, like, I like to play a lot of different games, and even some games that some people might find boring. But yeah, just there's just so many games. There's no way I could pick one. Okay, so next question. Let's see. Mackenzie Parsons at McKmac98. I wish I could hear DLive22891 and Ohmwrecker say my name. Their voices are so cool. Lol. Or LOL. Well, Mackenzie Parsons, I have said your name using my voice, so I hope that brightened up your day. Alright, so next up is Mulls at McGizzle1. Says, so when are we all going to hang out and play some Gmod together? Well, you know what? As mentioned, Twitch, I will probably start arranging that sort of stuff. I would love to, try to see how that goes. I know that, like, public Garry's Mod servers can be really, really nuts. But I definitely would like to try it sometime with you guys. So keep an eye out for, my Twitch plans, and, we'll try to set something up. Paige, at _Paige_Bishop_ asks, congrats, who's your favorite YouTuber? Well, Paige, I'm not one that's really a big fan of playing favorites, especially when it comes to, friends, in real life. So, I will tell you that I appreciate all of the friends I've made on YouTube, and you know, again, it's impossible for me to say who a favorite is, but yeah, you know, I've made some amazing friends all around, and every one of my friends has qualities that I appreciate. And, you know, that's why they're my friends, and that's why I continue to do collaborations and stuff with them. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the best answer I can give you is yeah, I've made some awesome friends, and they're all my favorites. So, all right, so what is this? I'm guessing that's Molly Royal or something like that. At Mole Royal, it says. Ohmwrecker, have you ever had your own idea for a PC or console game? If so, what was it? Oh man, you know, I have ideas all the time for games, and at times I've written them down. But off the top of my head, I'm trying to think if I could think of something. God, you know, I feel like I just had an idea not too long ago. A lot of times, like when I come up with the ideas, you know, obviously I'm not a programmer, and if I was to ever get involved with, you know, creating something like an indie game, I would ultimately have to try to work with people that are way more talented than me, and that have skills that I don't have. You know, obviously I would probably be more in a design or producer type position more than anything else, because again, I can't program, I'm not a good artist. If you've ever seen my iSketch drawings, like, it's horrible. Yeah, you don't want to see my artwork. It's really bad. But yeah, you know, I can't think of specifics off the top of my head. Usually they're like revivals of old games. You know, I was thinking about like there used to be this Nintendo racing game that I would play sometimes with you know, relatives on an old NES, and you would race around a track. It was a top-down view. But it wasn't the really popular one. It was like Dave something, or I forget. But you played these like little trucks and you went around a track, and like that was just so fun with you know, relatives or even friends. Like I just thought it was awesome. You know, and it was just such simple gameplay, and I feel like we haven't really seen anything like that for a long time. So, you know, usually, again, it's kind of like remakes of stuff that's been forgotten about. Or like Interstate 76, I don't know if you guys know much about that. That's a, you know, pretty old game at this point. But Interstate 76 was awesome. System Shock 2, it just recently came out on Steam as a re-release. That was an amazing game. It's, you know, essentially it's, when BioShock was made, it was kind of a nod to the System Shock franchise. Because they couldn't really make a new System Shock because they didn't own the rights, so they made BioShock. Stuff like that. Okay, Annabelle, at Blue Annabelle, or Blue_Annabelle asks, what made you decide to start making videos on YouTube? What made me start to make videos? You know, I've always wanted to share gameplay. Always. I've always found it exciting to watch gameplay, so I always wanted to share it as well. And, you know, when YouTube, you know, people started uploading gameplay stuff, and I remember thinking, like, all right, this is, you know, like, will people actually watch this, right? Because it was low resolution at the time. And I decided to give it a shot, though. I started uploading stuff, and even then, though, it wasn't really that safe to do so. There were some publishers at the time, like even now, that would take down gameplay footage of their games and stuff. They didn't really understand it. It took many years for publishers and game developers to start to get behind YouTube channels. But yeah, you know, I think my first gameplay upload was like 2006, believe it or not. And you know, it's just, yeah, it's something that I wanted to show people gameplay of games. I knew that there were people that, you know, couldn't afford games. I knew that there were people that, you know, couldn't run games at really good frame rates. And it's part of the reason that even today, I do 1080p uploads, and I have a really nice computer because I want to make sure that the gameplay I upload looks as good as possible. And I do that for you guys. You know, obviously it would be a lot easier for me to do lower resolution videos like 720p at lower bit rates and stuff, but I always try to, like, you know, upload high quality gameplay. And I hope that you guys appreciate that, because it does take extra time. Okay, so Madi Al Sahaf at Cowpan asks, when you were a child, what did you want to do when you grew up? Well, I kind of got into this a little bit. When I was a kid, fighter pilots I thought were amazing. I thought they were unbelievable. Space was, you know, really interesting to me as well. I still really think that space is awesome, although I don't think I would have the balls to go to space. Honestly, that's like, you got to think about it, like watch Gravity and stuff. Space is a kind of, you know, a scary place, but I don't know. Who knows? I'm not in that position. Maybe I would go for it if I, you know, if I had the opportunity. I don't know. I think I'd be much more willing to do it if it was like one of those like private space flights or something, versus like going to the space station for months. That would be kind of freaky. Although at the same time, I will tell you, I would love, even as an adult, I would love to see Earth from outer space. I think that would be unbelievable. But obviously it's probably not going to happen. What else did I want to do as a kid? You know, I told my my dad even when I was a kid that I had interest in business. You know, I wanted to start a business. You know, I used to think that office buildings were really cool, and you know, I remember one time my dad asked me, "Well, what would you want to do if you worked there?" And I said, "I want to be the guy at the top floor." You know, and he's like, "Well, you know, you realize that that's a lot of responsibility. You'd have, you know, a lot of employees and this and that." I said, "Yeah, I know. You know, I don't know. I just was always kind of drawn to it. I think that's part of the reason, you know, I did end up studying business and got my degree in business administration. You know, although YouTube, technically, like at this point, we're kind of like all just little small business owners. But you know, I'm obviously not working in a big office doing this stuff. So, but yeah, it's you know, business is cool as well. I know it's not for everybody. Not everyone wants to manage people or whatever else. But yeah. So let's move on to the next one. Do you like, or well, I should say the name, Alfredo Leon at Leon Mistaken asks, do you like getting called Ohmwrecker by Minx? Yeah, you know, I trust me, I don't mind the names and stuff. We're all friends and we all have fun, and I think it's pretty creative. You know, Minx, she's really funny, and yeah, I don't mind at all. It's totally cool with me. Glynis or at Anima Gus's. I don't know what that is. Anima Gus's? Something like that. Asks, what is your favorite thing about being on YouTube? I would say that my favorite thing about being on YouTube is probably the engagement with fans. You know, it's unbelievable to you know, get feedback from people all around the world. You know, here I am, you know, just a guy, just one person, and I can go to my Google Analytics and look at the globe essentially, and see that there are people in pretty much every country in the world, even the countries you would never think about ever. You know, like I don't know, Kenya or something. It wouldn't have ever popped in my mind that there's people there that have seen my videos. But, you know, to have people from around the world not only watch my videos, but also leave me comments sometimes or send me messages on YouTube or send me tweets. It's amazing. It really is. You know, it's a... I don't think I would have ever thought I'd be in this position, ever. And, you know, again, I know I say this all the time, but I'm so grateful for all the support from everybody, and being able to engage people around the world like this. And I try to do the best I can with that. You know, having the ability to reach a lot of people, I try to be the best person I can be, and you know, not abuse it. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite thing, I would say. All right, Mackenzie Parsons. I think, yeah, we answered a question from Mackenzie. One simple question: have you always wanted to do YouTube, and are you going to show yourself? You know, I kind of answered that before. I have always wanted to do YouTube. Yes. You know, I've always wanted to share gameplay. I just, you know, didn't always know if it would be on YouTube. And are you going to show yourself? You know, I think about it all the time. You know, it's not that. Trust me, it's not anything to do with self-esteem issues or anything else like that. I like myself, and you know, I would say that it's a possibility at some point. I think really the main thing for me has just been trying to maintain some level of privacy, and I feel like the more you put yourself out there, the less privacy you have, the more trolls can kind of pick at you and stuff. Because, you know, while I do get a ton of really awesome feedback from people, there are some really nasty people that come along once in a while. I know there's been talk about it. I think I just saw a video from Boogie recently, and Total Biscuit has talked about it. There are some really mean people that come along once in a blue moon, and sometimes their only goal is to try to hurt you. And, or, you know, there's people that will try to dox, and there's people that will try to send you nasty stuff in the mail, or send, you know, cops to your house and act like you're holding somebody hostage, and, you know, stuff like that. Maintaining some level of privacy kind of helps you avoid some of that, although I do believe that it's impossible to hold on to privacy forever. But, you know, it is possible at some point I would be willing to share my face. And you know what? It's entirely possible one day if I head out to somewhere like PAX or something, you guys will see me there anyway, and be able to take pictures and stuff. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, what's next? Glynis, favorite game ever? And this is from at Anima. Wait. Oh, we already. I just literally read a question from her. Favorite game ever? Again, you know, I mentioned that before. This is really hard for me to pinpoint. Right now, I will tell you my favorite game of this year so far is Titanfall. I had way more fun with that than I ever thought I would. All right, Molly at Foxtrot 44. And I know Molly through Wade. She's really cool. She says, "Congrats, dude. Which new game are you most excited to play this year?" Well, crap. I just answered that question. Titanfall right now is a big one. Some other ones. I'm looking forward to trying out Thief. You know, I've read some criticism about the AI from people who have early copies, but I'm gonna wait and see on that, because people also knocked the AI in Deus Ex: Human Revolution, and that game was freaking awesome. So I'm gonna wait and see how it is, you know, when I get to play it for myself. Let's see what else. Agent Wonders 3. I know it's a game that's not on everyone's radar, but I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Geez, what else is coming out this year? You know, off the top of my head, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. Oh, Dark Souls 2, of course. That's gonna be. Oh man, Dark Souls 2, I have like a love-hate relationship with it. I hate its difficulty level sometimes, but I love the game. It's a really awesome game. I beat Dark Souls, and if you haven't played Demon Souls, make sure you play that, because it's, you know, it's another game that's very, you know, it's pretty much Dark Souls but just a different world design. So yeah, I'd say that's my answer for that right now. Titanfall right now is like in the top spot. Malls at McGizzle1 asks, oh, and I also answered a question from her before. Why didn't you like my pancakes? Sad face. Malls, I never got to try your pancakes, but I do recall that you told me that you make good pancakes, and I'm sure I would like them. I don't think I've ever had a pancake I wouldn't like. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess, how about this? I really enjoyed your virtual pancakes. If you sent me virtual pancakes through the power of thought, I really enjoyed them, so thank you so much. And I don't know, you know, if I could ever say that I'll ever get to try real-life pancakes made by you, Malls, but if so, you know, hey, awesome. I don't know if I'd want to eat anything sent in the mail, but yeah, pancakes are awesome. So, yeah. Minx, at Mega Minx, whoever this person is, I don't know. I think I've heard of her once or twice. Asks, why you no use facecam? Oh, Minx. You know what? Let's just send that right back at her. Why you no use facecam, Minx? Huh? Yeah, exactly. You want privacy too. Be brave with some triangles. At Grenade for Mars. That's a cool name. How's your mom doing? I'm bad with questions. My mom's doing pretty well. I haven't seen her in a while, though. You know, she lives down in Florida, but she always asks me to come down there and even stay with her for a bit. But as far as I know, she's doing well, and hopefully I'll get to see her sometime in the near future. Thanks for asking, though. That was really nice. Malls, again, at McIzzle. Just kidding. Oh, okay, just kidding. Congratulations. Question, what is your favorite Gmod game? You know, honestly, I think I like TTT the most, personally. Murder is a very close second, followed by Prop Hunt and then Hide and Seek, I would say. I do want to really try Tower, but we've always had issues with Tower when we try to play it. Diana at Deont J0506. I don't know how to say your Twitter name. I'm sorry, Diana. She says, "Hi, how are you? It's been a while." Smiley face. Things have been pretty crazy. Pretty, you know, crazy busy and still trying to figure out the YouTube stuff. Yeah, you know, it's a surprisingly busy start of the year. Normally, you know, this is the time of year where people chill and stuff, but we got a lot of big game releases. We got all the YouTube stuff happening, and you know, yeah, things are pretty crazy. But yeah, I hope you're still enjoying the channel, Diana, and you know, I think Diana can attest to the fact that I do try to, you know, send out replies on Twitter as much as I can. I see her pop up a lot, along with many of the others that I've grabbed here. Well, that sounds weird. Grabbed, you know, tweets from here. All right, so next up we have Bushyfoot at Bushyfoot. Ohmwrecker, if you could only use one word to describe yourself, what would it be? You know, first word that comes to mind is passionate. Yeah, or even driven. One of the two. In a lot of ways, being passionate is being driven. You know, it definitely got instilled in me from a young age that, you know, I need to really commit to things and do them the best I can, and do them, you know, be passionate about anything I get involved in. So I'd say that's probably it. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. SGT Tango at SGT Tango Gaming asks, "Are you planning to help out smaller channels?" You know, I am, or I do my best to help out smaller channels as best as I can. A lot of times it comes down to, you know, linking up with friends of friends, and you know, I do collabs with small channels all the time. You know, Tesh, he's got a really small channel. He just so happened to link up with us in some other games. We were seeing him in Nether, we were seeing him in Rust, and you know, we've been doing some videos, and he's, you know, he's made his way into some of those, and now he's, you know, doing YouTube stuff as well. You know, even looking back to like the Northern Line side, you know, I've done collabs with a whole bunch of people: Mathis Games, Bear Taffy, Bisnap. Or actually, have I done a video with Bisnap? Actually, I don't think I have. But you know, a lot of these channels, they were much smaller when I met them, even smaller than me. Rockley Smile, J Smith OTI. Yeah, and I have no issues at all doing collabs with anybody of any size. The main thing really is you know, more often than not, I do collabs with people that I, you know, manage to meet through friends. Now, if you're asking, do I plan to do things with smaller channels that I have no connection to whatsoever, nor do my friends, I would like to at some point do something similar to what PewDiePie, you know, has done, where, you know, he'll let people tell him about their channels and get a shout outs and stuff like that. I would like to do that, you know, down the road for sure. And I want to make sure it's at a time when I can really drive traffic to you guys. You know, because right now, even though I'm at 85,000, it's still not a huge channel, and I don't have quite that push that, like, say, PewDiePie has to really drive people to other channels. You know, can I get some people, or can I get smaller channel subs? Of course. But it would be nowhere near that level. But yeah, definitely as I grow, I'm going to be looking for ways to give back. Now, I will tell you some things. I get asked for collaborations every day. Usually multiple times a day, I get emails with people asking if I would, you know, do a collab with them, or will I play Gmod with them, or could I play Rust with them, you know, stuff like that. Usually, you know, here's the thing, right? You know, games like Rust, you guys can always catch us, and you could make videos about us, and you know, who knows? Maybe you'll meet us. Maybe, you know, at some point you might get shown in a video or something. I can't really predict the future, but you know, one thing I will say is when it comes to collabs, one of the most important things to other YouTubers, you know, especially, you know, when you're a new channel, is you need to show that you are committed to YouTube, that you are doing this seriously. That's the most important thing by far. Because a lot of times I get asked about collabs, and I do try to look at channels and stuff, and a lot of times, you know, people, they'll not have made videos ever, or they might not have made a video in like 3 months, and they'll say, oh, I want to start doing it again, or I want to start doing this. I think it's really important that you start doing YouTube and really put your heart and soul into it. And, you know, because at that point, if people see that you're really trying and you're really, you know, you're making videos every day or every other day, and they're good quality videos, and you know, they're in a similar, you know, you also got to make sure that you mesh with the person too, right? So it's got to be similar content. You know, when you see stuff like that, it's a hell of a lot easier to take people up on collaboration requests and stuff. But you know, more often than not, people want to do YouTube, but they don't do it. And there's no easy road. I can promise you that. There is no easy road in the world of YouTube. Getting to be the next PewDiePie or Markiplier, stuff like that, it's almost like hitting the lottery. There needs to be so many factors, and there needs to be exceptional talent. Or you know, even entertaining video, you know, just on a different level. Markiplier, you know, he's an amazing guy. I wish, you know, I was as, you know, wild and crazy as he is, and PewDiePie as well. Like, you know, just they have, you know, such strong personalities on the entertainment side. It's hard, you know, not to like them, and yeah, you know, but it's rare. You know, it's rare. Very, very rare. You know, a lot of people, I think, will join YouTube thinking that all they got to do is copy that formula and they can get big. It's really, there's no easy way. You need to work hard at it and put in the time. And also, don't be afraid to link up with other smaller channels. What you'll notice is a lot of the bigger channels, they grew with other people that were smaller channels. They didn't necessarily get pulled up by somebody big. I mean, sometimes it does happen, yeah. But a lot of times you'll see the small channels, or the big channels of today, got big because they were working with smaller channels and they were having fun with friends. And that's also very important. Okay, so identity disorder, or at Pierce the Hero, or Pierce the Hero, actually. I read that as Pierce the Hero. A few questions from her. It says, who inspires you to make videos? You know, all of my friends inspire me to make videos. And when I started doing this, I actually was inspired a lot by guys like Northern Lion and even like Total Biscuit. You know, I didn't necessarily want to do a format, you know, all that similar to his, just because his is just super critical a lot of the times, and sometimes it's super harsh. It can be, you know, against certain games. But you know, I did want to share impressions, and that was kind of like the big inspiration at the start. I've come to also become inspired by a lot of the entertainers, as you know, as I call them. You know, the PewDiePies, the Markipliers, the Cryotics, the Minxes, you know, stuff like that. I really like the entertainment side as well, where it's not just all informative, like the whole, you know, Total Biscuit or Northern Lion side, but there's also the entertainment side, the Let's Play side. I've come to find that that's really satisfying as well to take part in. So, yeah, that's my answer there. Who's your favorite YouTube/gamer? I kind of went over that. So, do you have any tattoos or piercings? I do not. Well, I guess you could say one time when I was a kid, I fell like on a pencil and it poked my knee, and ever since then I've had like graphite under my skin a little bit. Like you would never be able to tell unless I pointed it out to you, but like it left a graphite mark, like a graphite tattoo in one of my knees, you know, one of the areas there, because literally the pencil poked in. It was really gross. But aside from that, no, I don't have any tattoos or piercings. I've considered it many times in my life, but I've just never done it. Sorry if that disappoints you, but yeah, that's just, you know, that's where I'm at right now. Crazy Kitty at New Kitten Mew says, "Congrats, Ohm. Whispers, I'm in love with your voice." Thanks. Question: what's your favorite horror movie? You know, I kind of like Paranormal Activity movies a bit, although I haven't seen the newer ones. But I liked the way that they did things, especially in the earlier ones. I did like, I know some people are going to hate me for this, I did like Saw quite a bit at the start. Saw, I really liked the Jigsaw character. You know, like his motivations. He wasn't just like some, like, total, like, nut job. Well, of course he's a nut job, but he had kind of like a reason, like he was almost trying to like awaken people. And, you know, I thought that was kind of a cool concept. There's also, what is it, like Cabin in the Woods or something, that really trippy freaking horror movie where, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it, like, everything was not as it seemed. Like, that movie just, like, blew my mind. I really like that one, too. So, yeah, I can't name a favorite, but those are some of my favorites. Azzacraft asks, or at Azzacraft99 asks, how can I become a good YouTuber? Here's my channel. Azzacraft, you know, I pointed out that, you know, you need to be committed, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. And I will tell you at the start, you might kind of, you know, be a little bit critical of yourself. You might think that what you're doing isn't that good. I don't want to say practice makes perfect, because I don't necessarily believe in perfection. But practice makes better. And the more you do things, the better you'll get. I feel like I've come a long way since my original videos. I look back at some of my old videos, and some of them are just so cringeworthy. It's almost embarrassing that I made them. So, you know, yeah, you know, that's how you can become a better YouTuber. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And at the end of the day, you know what? Even if you never get to be a big channel, it's a good experience. It really is. You get so much experience from doing, you know, YouTube videos. You get experience with editing videos. You get experience with managing communities, or even trying to promote your channel. You know, social media. You get to, you know, engage people potentially on Twitter and Facebook and wherever else. You know, there's so much value in all that. So yeah, that's my advice. Big Red NY, or at Big Red NY, asks, of all series you've done so far, which one was your favorite? That's really tough, you know, because immediately I kind of go to the FTL videos I used to do. I used to really enjoy doing those a lot, and I am actually going to be doing more down the road with the Advanced Edition. I don't want, you know, I don't want to get into too many specifics, but I am helping the developers with that. You know, with the Advanced Edition testing, I guess you could say. But I haven't been able to show anything yet, but that's one series I really loved doing. Beyond that, let's see. You know, Splinter Cell was something I really wanted to do more of, and unfortunately all I really did of Splinter Cell Blacklist was my Twitch VODs with the Northern Line most of the time. And that game was so fun. I so wish that more YouTubers got involved in Splinter Cell videos, because, God, man, like, that was one of my favorite games of last year. Much like Assassin's Creed, both of them were awesome. A multiplayer, like, was so fun for both. And I really, really enjoyed playing that game, and I wish I was able to do more. And, you know, maybe I will be one day. I hope so. Beyond that, trying to think of what else. Gmod's a lot of fun, of course. Rust is one of my series I really enjoy doing, and Hearthstone. I guess what I'm trying to say is I have a really hard time telling anybody what a favorite thing of mine is, because I just end up going into favorites, not favorite. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna give you for now. Just my favorites. All right, Dodgeling asks, were you able to fix the issues you had with your network? Not necessarily. I've talked with them a ton, and I've been working with them as best as I can. Time will tell if I'll have a a happy ending of sorts with my network. If not, I may switch down the road to a different one. But yeah, at least I'm trying to do what I can to to try to sort things out with them, and we'll see how that goes. And then Aaron D. Builder, or at Machuuki, I guess, says, yes, who's Ohm and why did you wreck him? Well, you know what, Aaron, if I told you, I would have to kill you. I hate to say it, but yeah, Ohm is, he's taken care of. That's all you need to know. Alright guys, that's all the questions I have here. This video went way longer than I thought it would. I hope that you guys enjoyed it though, and this is probably my longest vlog yet. I'll try to keep the next one shorter at 100K, but thanks again guys so much. Thank you so much for all the support. I can't say that enough, and please do, if you continue to enjoy my videos, please do continue to share them with your friends. If you're on, social media sites, if I ever post content that you think other people would enjoy, feel free to share it. There's so many different sites out there. If I post a guide or something, by all means, there's, NeoGAF, and there's Reddit, and there, just tons and tons of sites that have people that enjoy that type of content. If you like something, and it doesn't just go for my channel, it goes for anything, by all means, feel free to share it. Yeah, I mean, you guys are the reason that I'm here, and you're the reason that my channel is where it's at. So thank you. So, that wraps it up for this vlog, guys. I will be looking forward to your feedback in the comments of all the stuff we talked about, including, what should I call you guys and everything else in my stream schedule. And, yeah. So we're going to end this one here. I will see all of you guys next time.